What's going on, guys? So we got a little story for y'all about how we almost died going to look at a dirt bike one day. So I'll let you explain.
It was whenever DMP first started thinking about doing stuff with DMP. Like, we kind of just made the name, and then what we wanted to do at first was start we wanted to start by like flipping some dirt bikes and doing stuff like that to get some money up, and we didn't really think about doing a YouTube channel at that point. We were just gonna try to work on stuff.
Yeah, we didn't have the hoopty at this point.
Yeah, we didn't have anything really. We had like $100 from change and I forgot, some like cashing in change really.
Yeah.
And so I found this 1980s Suzuki JR50. It's like a little tiny dirt bike, but it looked like, most of the time 50s are pretty ugly, but this one looked super cool, and it was 2-stroke. So I was like, and it didn't run, and it was only, he wanted like
400.
Yeah, the listing was for 400. And so I was texting him, and I was like, I was asking questions about it. Like, I asked a lot of questions because I wanted to know about it, and he answered them all, and the guy was super chill. And so me and Trey got like, oh god, this guy just nodded his head at us.
There's a guy that's been sitting beside us, and he just got out of the truck and nodded at us.
We're doing a story time, dude.
Yeah.
And so we got like, we had like $300, maybe like 320, something like that. We had like a little bit over $300, and the bike didn't run, and he wanted 400. And you know, usually whenever you post something on Craigslist, you expect to get haggled a little bit. And so like, usually you don't get asking price if you're selling something on Craigslist or Facebook, you know, like that. And so it was $400, and so I definitely expected him to take 3. And so me and Trey went out like 30-minute drive to this little general store that's like way out in the country, because that's where the guy wanted to meet. And so we met up. The guy seemed super chill, like he was nice and everything. We got the bike out of the truck, you know, we're looking at it, and it didn't start. And I opened the gas tank and I looked down and I could see the trash. The
bottom of it was just black.
Yeah, the bottom was full of junk. And so, and the forks were leaking. One of the forks was bent, and the tip of the pipe, like the little silencer that's on the end of 2-stroke pipes, was gone. And the tires were dry rotten, and it was missing some plastic. And I was like, okay, this is definitely not worth $400. And so me and Trey are, you know, we're talking to him about it. I put it in gear and I roll it to make sure that like the whole engine's turning over. The motor seemed all right, so we're all sitting there, and I'm sitting on the bike. Trey's standing, and the other guy's standing. And I looked up the guy and I was like, you know, it's not in the best shape. You know, it's pretty old. It doesn't run. There's hella trash in the gas tank. You know, it needs new tires and everything. I was like, I have $200 cash for you right now. And he blew up. Like, it was like he went from being like he was an older guy. He was probably like, he was looking probably 60 something.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was kind of frail. Like, he wasn't like big and beefy. Like, he was like a skinny guy. And he was like all cool with us at first. You know, we told him that, you know, we were gonna fix it up and flip it, and he was like, all right, that's cool. That's what I do too. And this guy, literally the second that I said $200, he went insane. Like, he immediately, like, I was sitting on the bike, and you know, sometimes you offer somebody low and they'll be like, oh no, put the bike back in the truck, blah blah. No, he was like, put the fucking bike back in the truck. And I was like, I thought he was joking at first, and I was like I laughed it off, and he was like, I'm not playing, put it back in there. And I was like, you need to chill out, man. Like, and so I was like, you know, all right, that was a little low. I was like, I've got 300 for you. You know, he was like, I'm not playing, put the bike back in the truck right now. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right, Trey, let's put this bike.
Well, we didn't put that shit back in there.
And so
his old ass threw it back up in there.
So I got off the bike, I gave it to him, he grabbed it, he threw it back in the truck, and he strapped it up, and he was just yelling and cussing. at us. You know, we were just sitting in like, and we're in the parking lot of this store, so there's like people inside. It's like a little general store that's like a porch and everything. So I'm pretty sure there was people watching, and he's like freaking out, just screaming, yelling. Me and Trey are just sitting there watching this guy, and he, you know, spins his tires, leaving, like, and then he rolls down his window, and as he's leaving, he's like, pedal to the metal, and he sticks his head out the window, out the rolled down window, and just like stares at us the whole way. And I was like, well, that was a great start to DMP. And so me and Trey get back in the truck, and we're leaving, and this guy calls me, and I declined it, and then he called me again, and I was like, oh my god. So I answered it, and he's livid, he's screaming, if you two were older, we would have been locked up in that parking lot, blah blah blah. And I'm just trying to get off the phone with him because I don't want to talk to this guy, you know, and I'm like, you know, I'm just trying to get off the phone. And I guess it made Trey mad because he's on speaker, and then Trey's in the passenger seat, and Trey starts talking shit back to him. Yeah. So then him and Trey are yelling at each other over the phone. You know, he's like, you disrespectful, entitled pricks, blah, blah, blah. Y'all think that since y'all are younger generation, y'all just deserve stuff. Y'all don't deserve shit. Like, just screaming. And Trey started talking wet to this man over the phone.
I wish he would have turned around.
Oh, and this guy was... And so he was on the phone screaming whatever, and I was like, you know, he was like, you need to take a lesson from this because you do that to the wrong person and they're gonna beat your ass or pull a gun on you. And I was like, I don't think that selling not even worth like, if I would have given him $300, I would have been getting ripped off because that thing was a piece of junk. Yeah, I just didn't want. I thought he was gonna fucking kill us if we didn't buy it. And so, you know, people getting that upset over like such a small amount of money, like such a small deal. Like, I don't know what was wrong with this guy. Maybe he was just having a bad day, but he was not happy. And then he texted me later that night and was like, you better take a lesson from this, blah blah blah. And I was like, you're not gonna tell me what to do, you know, I just offered you what I thought the bike was worth. And then he was like, what did he say? He said, I would throw that bike in a dumpster before I sold it to you. And I was like, oh my god. And so, like, that day's over, whatever, and we're still looking for stuff. And this is probably months later. It was back on
Facebook or
Craigslist. It was on Craigslist, yeah, that's where I found it. It was back on Craigslist, and he had it listed for $400 at first, and it was for $350. And I didn't text him about it or anything. And then probably another month later, I saw it on there again, like relisted for $300, and I was like, this guy. And I texted him and I was like, hey, do you remember me? I'm the kid that you met at the Fly store, and I literally offered you $300 and you freaked out, and now it's posted for $300. And he was like, I told you I'd throw that bike in the dumpster before I sold it to you. And I was like, all right, then I guess you don't want any money. And he was like, well, if you want to come out and get it for $300, you know, you can, and blah blah. And then I was like, no, I think I'm good. And then he, I guess, wanted to throw it in my face or something, because like the next day he texted me and was like, the bike's sold. And I was like,
he sold it to me because I texted him.
Yeah, because then it was just, it made me so mad that this guy was such an asshole. So I told Trey to text him because he never had Trey's number. And then I don't even know, what did you text him?
I texted him. I was like, yeah, I'll give you $300 for it. I'll come meet you and everything. But yeah, I
never met him.
No.
Yeah, this guy was bad. Like, he was an asshole. But he texted me and was like, the bike sold, blah blah. I guess trying to shove it in my face that I didn't get it, but I didn't really want it. And by that time we had the 80, and you know, we sold the 80 and made some money on it. And I don't know what would have happened with the 50, but that was just a funny story about the beginning of DMP. You know, I didn't expect. It was like so shocking. Like, after it happened, me and Trey were leaving, and we were just like, did that actually just happen over a $400, like a piece of junk dirt bike? Like, this guy was threatening to fight two minors, you know, which it was funny. And so I guess we're just gonna tell you guys that story.
Yeah.
And we need to put out a short little video. So
yeah.
we we might have an absence of videos in the coming up weeks because, you know, maybe not too many videos coming up. But after we get back, I'm going to start looking for a car because like you saw in the last video, the Hoopty's gone. And so I'm looking for a new whip. Hopefully something 5-speed rear-wheel drive to do mad burnouts in. But yeah, so be on the lookout. New videos every Saturday, usually around that time. Every weekend, a new video is posted. So if you guys like the story, if you want to see more of these just like chill videos, you know, I know that some of y'all don't really care about like stripping a C10 block or whatever. That might not be. So this is just like, you know, story. We have some other good stories, but we wanted to just post this one first and see how it did. But yeah, so if you liked the story, leave us a like, and if you want to see more, you can go ahead and tell us. You know, and if you have any, if any of you watching this, you know, think that like it's in our like a little about section on YouTube, but if you have a cool car or something, or you might want to be in a video sometime, hit us up, let us know if you have an idea or something, and we'll definitely, it'd be cool to collab with some subscribers and video together.
But yeah, if y'all ever want to do anything with us, if you got a cool car or something, just want to chill with us, anything like that, just hit us up on Instagram or YouTube private message or something like that, and we'll work something out. But yeah, that's it for this story time. Remember to do dope shit, and we'll catch you guys later.